We are so excited to say that this podcast is sponsored by Watermans.
Wait, the solicitors?
Yeah, but they're not like regular solicitors, obviously.
So not super serious and complicated?
Yeah, I would say they're a bit more straightforward kind of vibe, our vibe.
I can get bored with that.
For straightforward legal advice, remember Watermans.
Hi guys, and welcome back to A Lot on Your Plate.
We're on location.
We're on location. We're in a very gorgeous bedroom in our very fancy Airbnb in Nashville, baby. Yeehaw! Woohoo! Yeehaw! Zoe's a bit hungover.
Correct. I actually felt fine when I woke up though, and all day until we had something to eat.
And we had plans for tonight and we've cancelled them because Zoe made a very good idea in Trader Joe's. Let's have a night in.
I feel like we were always going to do it, but we just hadn't put it into the plans. And I thought if we do it tonight,
Which is Wednesday,
it's better. And then we've got the Thursday, Friday, Saturday
to go wild.
Yeah. Quite wise decision from me, as they always are.
As always. So after this, we're going to record our Patreon episode, our side dish, which is over on Patreon, FYI. And our three friends are waiting for us in the living room as we speak.
And silence.
Probably earwigging. And they are going to come on and answer lots of our listeners' dilemmas. So I think it'd be quite nice to have like a different range of different views and opinions because we've got all sorts of walks of life and
age
experiences between us, I would say.
Correct.
And we're also going to continue a dilemma, which if you are on Patreon, you'll know that we discussed a scandal last week.
It's probably the biggest scandal I've ever seen, like, in a message to us.
So it's basically somebody's best friend faked their full pregnancy. We're talking up until full term. And we basically...
42 weeks to be exact.
42 weeks, which is crazy. And we had a lot of questions to ask this listener. And she's replied and told us more. So we're going to continue that over on Patreon because that's where we initially discussed it.
Yeah.
So if you do want to meet us over there, you absolutely can for Friday. And we're going to give you a full vlog tour of this trip, this Airbnb. And Zoe's been really good with the vlogging. Yeah. And we're going to use that as our monthly special because we also have a monthly special every month over on there as well. And we think it's well worth your £4. Plus VAT.
Squids.
We have to say plus VAT, plus VAT.
Yeah, like service fee or whatever it is.
Oh my God, by the way, we were meant to have a professional setup. Please tell them.
It was $500 odd for a half day, and that didn't even include video. So YouTube, you guys who are watching, wouldn't have had this shit.
This is recording on a... Wish we could show you the professional setup.
We'll take a picture of it.
You'd be recorded on a phone landscape in a very wonky tripod with a light that wouldn't rest on it because it would fall over on 4 haunted books. Because we
on a bed.
We think this Airbnb is slightly haunted.
Everything that we've just described is on a bed with a wonderful setup behind it with 2 wall lights, like massive, what do you call that?
Don't know, it's
big
creepy.
Curtain. I keep saying, you know, when like a hotel or a Airbnb or whatever's like got really cool decor, but it's like old furniture and like edgy lights and all that. I love it, but it's itchy.
You're saying this is itchy vibes?
Like touching, you know, like shower curtains and that, even though they're cute, it's itchy.
Zoe danced with a lovely old guy with one tooth yesterday in a bar called Robert Weston's World, and she actually went to the toilet straight afterwards and washed her hands and used hand sanitizer because she was like, no, it's itchy vibes.
Itchy.
To be fair, he was a little bit...
He had one tooth and it was green.
He was so sweet, but he was just... Even all the women that were regulars in this bar were trying to grab Zoe away from him because I think he's just like the local...
Tease. By the way, I know this probably isn't going to shock anyone, but I didn't volunteer to dance with this guy. Like, he approached me.
We'll have to... We'll send you the video. We'll show you the video of the story.
I didn't want to. Do you know what I mean?
Also, we've gone and done a humongous...
That bag doesn't do it any justice.
It's full to the brim. We'll give you a quick sneak peek. A humongous... In fact, I'll show you one thing. I've got it to my lips. Summer Fridays thing that you told me I need to buy. But every week on Patreon...
We're doing a product of the week. Theme tune.
Product of the week.
There you go.
That's really good, that one. And we have about 15,000 products of the week. But we thought we'd show you... We could maybe show you a couple on the main. We'll do that. We'll be cute. But anyway, yeah. So if that's the sort of shit you like to see, that's also over on there as well. Anyway.
So, what's been a lot on your plate, Jess, then? Kick it off. Give us a kickstart.
So, in LA, I ate well. I'm sure you've all seen this by now. Ate very well. Then we came over here and we've eaten quite a bit of food, haven't we? We tried biscuits, which is like a southern...
Unbelievable.
They're like a southern, I would say a scone. I call them a scone.
Oh, I don't even know. It's more like a layered...
Zoe calls them a scone.
Like layered potato scone versus a cakey scone, to me. Like,
Yeah.
It wasn't bread-like at all. It was
flaky.
more potato-y flaky.
Phyllo pastry layered.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rather than like a cakey scone.
Agree.
But it did come with sausage gravy, which was unbelievable, dipping into that.
Mind blowing.
Then there was just like a berry jam, an apple one.
Apple butter.
That was good. And then what was the good one?
Like a spicy mango. Think like a hot honey, like consistency of honey, but it was like a mango, thick, sticky, jammy with a spice. Unbelievable. They should call it something. Good. But yeah, we tried biscuits and we love them. We've had waffles, and guys, I'm so disappointed to say that I tried the Nashville hot fried chicken. We gave ourselves a chicken egg.
It was vile.
It was
Hattie B's.
It was the worst fried chicken I've ever eaten in my life, and I don't know why. We're going to post I've recorded my reaction on it, right? And it's quite something. Please explain why.
I know, right? I struggle to explain the thing I don't like about chicken, and it's hard to explain, right? See, when you bite into chicken, it shouldn't just cut. Do you get what I mean by that? Like, see, like you would bite into what's something hard, like an apple, saying it was like your teeth do like a clean cut.
Yeah.
Chicken, I don't think should be a texture that you can get a clean cut with a bite. It should be like flaky,
shredded.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it shouldn't feel like you can get.
Oh, even talking about it's making me want to vomit.
And that's when chicken doesn't feel cooked for me, it's that rubbery, you can get a clean cut at it, and it shouldn't be like that.
For me, it was how I would imagine eating a raw chicken. It was that. I think what people love about Nashville chicken, from what I'm gathering, it's a lot of chicken. So you got a fucking chunky, meaty piece of chicken fried, which isn't that crispy. It's not like Kentucky fried batter. It's a bit more greasy, but the grease felt like, to me, it had seeped all the way through to its core. So when you chewed into it, it was just like a juicy, wet, like vom. And
it wasn't nice.
You know, you get that stringy bit when you eat a chicken fillet. So we've given ourselves the chicken ick thing.
It's a thing.
We've given ourselves the chicken ick. Maybe that could be the title of today's episode.
The chicken
ick. Anyway, what else have you been up to? And how was your flight?
Yeah, good, to be fair. The flights were actually not bad.
You need to tell the listeners
your vegan situation.
Your seating palaver.
So me and Heather got the flight from Edinburgh to London, and then we met Molly in London. So it wouldn't let us check in for whatever reason the day before, so we just had to do that at the airport. That then obviously meant that none of us were sitting together on either flight, because we were obviously late checking in as well.
Mm-hmm.
So me and Heather were not together at all, even on the first one. So then we were basically saying, like, we can't go a 9-hour flight not sitting next to each other. And it wasn't a night flight either, so you didn't really want to sleep.
And I think it's all right being that way when it's your way home from a holiday, but on the way there, you want to be excited together.
I know, and as I've discussed, I'm like that claustrophobic flyer thing, which actually I felt totally fine being here, being on the plane, everything. I think I was just buzzing enough to like not care. But I'm like, it wouldn't help me if I was like in the middle of randoms. Like, I couldn't, like, no. And then what if they were like smelly, or like got like cheese and onion crisps out or something? And you know what I'm like, I've got my wipes out and all that. Like, I made us all wipe. Anyway, we've been there before. So we got on the flight, and me and Heather were like both the middle seat, but 3 rows apart on the same like number, if you like. Mm-hmm. We're both like seat B, so we're at the same side. Molly was then the middle of the middle 4. So we were then also thinking, like, none of our seats are really appealing.
Yeah, to try and ask to
people.
swap. Yep.
But it turned out that hers was, you know, the first row behind the wall. So you've got extra leg room.
Oh, nice.
And the TV comes like up and over rather than obviously in front. So like maybe that's appealing. Anyway, we get on and it was the row I was meant to be in, and straight away there was a guy in the window seat, and Heather just said, do you mind swapping so I can sit next to my friend? And he was like, yeah, no bother. So that was us together.
Tick.
We were like, maybe this will be easier. Obviously I didn't ask because I'm too scared. And then the woman who was in the aisle seat was like, no, I need an aisle seat. I was like, we're fucked. Like this, it was too good to be true. But then what I said to Molly was, if you asked the guy in the aisle next to you if he wouldn't mind swapping, and then when he says yeah, you can say, well, it's not actually for me, it's for that woman over there. Which happened. And then he looked raging, and we think maybe he wasn't like a young attractive man or anything, but he was like not much older probably. I think we thought he was then like, get in, I'm next to this girl.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Obviously that didn't happen. So then we moved that woman over to the aisle in the middle. So we were playing bloody musical chairs with airplane. But Molly is a vegan, which I think we might have mentioned. So she obviously had a vegan meal. So then we had to say to the air hostess, like, oh, by the way, I've moved, I've got a vegan meal, like, just in case there's any hoo-ha about that. Turns out the other woman who was swapped was also a vegan. So it was like, the vegans unite.
And apparently she looked like a classic vegan, didn't she?
No, she did. She was up doing stretches in the flight, by the way. But not just like a wee, I'm stretching my legs. It was like she was doing squats. See, because she had that extra space, it was as if she was performing. She was doing squats, and then she had her arms up against the wall and was like pure leaning. And you know when like you're trying to like reach as high as you can and all that. It was a bit much. Anyway, the flight was fine. Monday, what did we even do? I forget. Monday we went to East Nashville, which was a rookie mistake because a lot of things are shut on a Monday here.
Yeah, note that down,
So
guys.
we ended up in a weed bar to start with.
Yeah, and we were like, what?
Just for a quick drink. But then we did find...
I was Googling, is weed safe in pregnancy? I'm tempted.
We were like, it's all natural, so probably.
Didn't happen, guys, just FYI.
And then we went to a place for tacos, which was really good.
Yeah, that was really good. It was called Pie Town Tacos in East Nashville, and we were meant to go east tonight, which is lots and lots of locals have recommended that to us. Quite cool, edgy vibes, more of a, let's think like a Glasgow East End, South Side maybe vibe.
Like where the locals go.
Yeah. So we're going there tomorrow because these two, well, not these two, but us and some of the girls got in very late last night and tore the arse out of Broadway, which was so much fucking fun. But it was so quiet yesterday, so I think we should save ourselves for Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
I've actually got quite a bit of energy in me, to be fair, so I'm excited for this weekend.
Fine. But I think it's a mix of not a good sleep when you've been drinking, obviously, jet lag, we're out and about wandering all day, so everything's just a bit exhausting, so we just need to chill tonight. I've
got to take it easy. But I've actually expanded. How fucking big am I now, Zoe? Like compared to what I was a few weeks ago.
I think the neat comment we made previously might not be long lasting.
Oh, I hope so. But...
No, kidding on. I actually do think like that woman in Sephora did say like from the back you wouldn't know.
My mum actually messaged me yesterday.
Front, actually, in that video we posted.
My mum was like, "Where's my grandchild?" I was like, then I sent her a selfie back, like, "Ta-da!" She was like, "Whoa."
Yeah, it's from the front you're still neat as well. It's just from the side, but it's a nice bump you've got.
I'm starting to get lower back pains now, but I'm not letting them
quite a lot of walking around though.
I'm not letting anything stop me though. Like I've gone on a fucking 10-hour flight. I went kayaking. I went like a little mini hike. It wasn't a hike. It was like a trail walk. I'm not. Do you know what? I'll be honest with you. I keep forgetting. that I'm pregnant, and then all of a sudden I think, fucking hell, I feel exhausted.
Yeah, like done in.
And then I'm like, and I touch my stomach and it's rock solid. Do a big fart and I'm fine.
And I'm like, oh, reminder.
Oh yeah, there's a baby in there.
There you are. Oh yeah.
But no, I do feel like I'm actually looking in okay shape. It's just
absolutely.
It might. Do you know what they say? That some people get quite big soon and then they remain the size.
Yeah.
And then there's other people that you can't tell at all until certain weeks, and then it's like boom,
just pop.
So I just can't imagine me going massive out there.
You can only go so far.
Yeah,
you can't, like, too far's like detached.
And some of the girls in the Patreon chat were sending me all different recommendations for like things to rub on my stomach and stuff. And thank you so much to everyone that sent me stuff in as well. But I bought the whole Mamma Mio collection from Look Fantastic. It was like £6, £3. I bought the nipple spritz cream, the body butter. I've not got it with me. I ordered it from Look Fantastic and it's at home as we speak. I got some bio oil out here, so I've been smothering my body in that. I bought that BB Hug Me pillow. And did you hear Richard on FaceTime to me this morning?
What was he saying? It was good.
He said he's had the 3 best night sleeps he's ever had in his life.
Well, better
£150 fucking pound that cost me. And he said he's actually been lying on it as a pillow. And Owen's on the other side of it. I was like, great, that's fantastic for my allergies. So he's been lying on it like a pillow, and he said he's not even woke up for the cats to feed him.
Right, that is.
So I said, you need to have it lengthways, Rich. And yes, I'm looking forward to going home to that because my nights are becoming a little bit restless. But apart from that,
when you're not in your own bed though, it's hard as well. Like I do think you don't ever get amazing sleeps when you're away.
Yeah, very true.
So you've probably got a mix of both, which isn't helping.
Yeah.
So maybe you'll feel a bit more relaxed and relieved when you get
when
home.
I get home. Yeah. So that's the pregnancy
Definitely.
update. But I'm alive and kicking and thriving, baby. Feeling
Love it.
good.
We had a really nice dinner last night.
Rolf and daughters?
Correct. I keep forgetting. But it was really good. That's the best food we've had.
So far. The brunch at Buttermilk Ranch was really good with the biscuits.
Yeah, that was good. But the problem was we thought we were going to wait half an hour for our table and we were starving. So we thought we'll get some pastries. So we got a pistachio one, duh. And
Almond croissant.
almond croissant, duh. And what was the other one? An
orange blossom sort of thing, yeah.
That came home with us in the box. But then as soon as we received said pastries, our table was ready. So we had a wee bite of them to keep us going. Then we got the biscuits and then we all got a meal. So we were a
bit stuffed.
I feel like I didn't fully enjoy my actual dish because I was already a bit done in.
I think our eyes have been massively bigger than our belly on this trip. Maybe not mine, but everyone else's.
I don't think that ever changes.
No.
But we like to try bits.
Yeah. You have to try, when you're in a new country, like you've got to try everyone's dishes.
Especially if you're going to like highly recommended places.
Well, we're staying in this Airbnb, which is in a place called, well, it's not far from a place called Germantown. So if you are coming to Nashville, it's a really nice area of so many restaurants. I've pinned loads on my map that I will share eventually. So there's different cool areas like South Nashville. You've got Broadway, you've got Printers Alley, which we went down on Monday, but it was a bit dead at the time, wasn't it? We've also went down to where Centennial Park is, where any Swifties listening, I'm sure there's many, that's where her bench is and the tree that she sings about, the willow tree or something. Fuck knows. We've got a Swiftie with us and she's telling us all.
Sounds cool.
Yay. And she... We also went to the...
Says me who was singing Love Story in the pub the other night.
Word for word. We went to the Country Museum.
Yeah, quite interesting.
And it appears that Swiftie put in a lot of money to that place because there was an awful lot of memorabilia there of hers. And Hayley was thriving. So if you are a big Taylor Swift fan, you're going to love it here. You're going to love it here, y'all. It's so good. It's so good. What else? Oh, also, we're going to have to try and whisper slightly because I think they're earwigging. But it's our friend Heather's 30th birthday.
On Friday.
And we've booked like a honky tonk bus tour down Broadway where they're playing like all those loud music. It's like a bar on it. We didn't get it private because that was so expensive, but
also there's not enough of us to have it private because you want it like
and also we like being with other people, so
absolutely.
Well, it depends who they are, but yeah,
we might regret that.
We might regret that. So we've got that on Friday at 6:30, 2-hour tour, honky tonk, and then we get off and then we'll go around Nashville. Before that, we booked a really nice restaurant at 4 p.m, like a late lunch, again on Broadway. Cannot remember what it's called, but it's booked.
Not sure either.
So that's what we're doing. And then Saturday, we've booked tickets for the Grand Ole Opry. I don't need to whisper anymore. We've booked tickets for the Grand Ole Opry. Which again, if you're a country music lover or you know anything about it, it's like an iconic music venue here.
Yeah.
Massive, 4,000 seats, I think. It's kind of where country not started, but became bigger.
It's kind of like if you perform in the Hydro and you're for Glasgow. you'd be like, I've made it.
Yeah, but when you say it's a bit more like something more iconic, like the Grass Market, or what's another really iconic music venue? What's the one where it's
Barrowlands?
Yeah, the Barrowlands. I'd say it's something a bit like that, where
No, I know
it's got a bit of history about it.
Yeah.
So we're doing that on Saturday. Basically, we were going to go tomorrow night because Shania Twain is hosting the People's Country Music Choice Awards. But the tickets was extortionate. We felt like we could only get seated at the top of like the auditorium, and we felt like it was giving BAFTAs.
For me, it was more, I know there's going to be so many good stars there.
But who's performing?
You don't know who's actually going to physically perform.
Yeah.
And the only people that I really know are like the typical country, like
Luke Combs,
now,
Chris Stapleton,
or like Dolly P.
Yeah.
And I think in between performances, like, would that be of interest to us?
Unsure.
Like speeches of people that most likely, let's say 8%, we don't know who they are probably.
Yeah.
And then like the actual physical award giving, like we just weren't sure that was going to be enjoyable.
Yeah. I feel like there's two different types of country music here as well. You've got the sort of pop country and the more mainstream country.
Yeah.
And then that Robert Weston's Well We Were In Last Night was more like they had a piano, a violin.
Kind of
violin came out.
Like yodeling.
Yeah, it was folk music. Well, folk music is how originally it started. So I think it's giving two different vibes. If you're really into country, because that was a lot of older people there as well.
Yeah.
We were the younger people. And then you go to somewhere like Jason Aldean's, which is like a rooftop bar here, which turned into a sort of
club.
Lil Jon started playing. I was in my fucking element at this point. I'm sick of country. I've only been here 2 days and I was loving it, but it was more like a student mix.
Yeah.
And then it would burst into Taylor Swift, and then it would burst back into like, yeah.
Then you get ABBA in there at one point.
You were thriving at that point. So I just think it's got a bit of everything for everyone here, depending on your sort of crowd, because there's a lot of stag do's and there's a lot of bachelorette parties.
Yeah. We also went to Dolly Parton's bar.
White limousine.
But annoyingly, it's actually really stormy here this week, which the waitress said last night, it's like the worst week we've had in a while, so that was really good. So the outdoor bit was shut, which is a shame because it's got like a pool on it and it's got like a big, like her head. Yeah. Like a massive like statue thing.
That's right, yeah.
But it was nice to have a wee wander about. It's a cool wee bar.
Another thing we would definitely recommend if you come to Nashville is get a car. It's been
absolutely
a lifesaver.
Yeah.
I understand it's different if you
we're all drinking.
Wanting to drink, because we're not necessarily saving money at all because you're paying for the parking.
Yeah.
And the car was cheap, but you're then willing to fuel it, blah, blah, blah. But the convenience of getting from A to B and all the short little journeys has been brilliant.
I think if you were only going to drink like when you're out at night, then it would still definitely be worth it, because you would then only probably be getting one taxi there and back at night, wouldn't you? Whereas during the day, like we're in and out that car, like to different shops, different bars, or different like museums or rooftops, whatever, just places that you want to see.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily sitting like boozing all day.
And I'm finding it really easy to drive here as well. It's really nice. All the cars are automatic. I think they have been for years in America. Driving on the other side of the road is not an issue.
There's also a lot of cars around you, so you are just following what someone's doing.
That's it, yeah.
So it's easy to just be like, oh, so that's the lane I'm meant to be in.
I always remember, this is my biggest tip, is I always remember that wherever I am sat in the car, my body needs to be in the middle of the road where the line splits the road. As long as if my body is sat next to that, I'm on the right side of the road. And there's a lot of parking here as well. I keep saying that because everywhere you look, there's a P sign, like there is.
And there's on-street parking, which you wouldn't expect.
Yeah.
Like even down Broadway, it's like you could literally park on the street next to it, basically.
But guys, it's expensive. Just America in general. I found LA the same. Do you know what it is? It's the tipping. It's the tax. They don't add tax until you pay. I don't know if that's necessarily in restaurants. Oh yes, it is. They add the tax after, don't they? And then they've got the suggested tip, which minimum is like 18%. And when there's like 6 of you and it's like $100 per head, which is probably like what, 80 quid, that's like another fucking $120 on top, and you're like, Jesus Christ. Yeah. And the homelessness, it was so bad on the West Coast. I've never, ever in my entire life seen anything as heartbreaking and as tragic as Skid Row. We went down there when we were downtown LA, and we drove down there, and I genuinely was gasping, like, this cannot be real life. And then we've come here to Nashville. It's nowhere near as bad, but
You do see still quite a lot of people though, don't you?
me and Heather walked back to the car last night, and you know when you've got an underground rail system, and you know the sort of fans, like the grid that are on the floor, and it's like the air coming up.
Yeah.
There was just guys just lying on each one of them because they wanted to be cool, and I just thought,
no, I can't.
I'm fucking paying $30 for a drink round the corner, and you're homeless. How is the system that fucked?
Why are we still in 2024 and like people are still homeless? It's tragic.
Anyway, America's just fucked in general. But apart from that, it's really great.
We're having a great time. The bar that we really enjoyed the first day we went, which I think is better during the day, is Morgan Wallen's bar.
Yeah, that's cool there.
We can't.
A bit dead last night, wasn't it? But then again, the whole thing was dead last night. So maybe we need to give it another shot.
Yeah, we'll go.
And I think they'll remove all the tables at the weekend, so that's a dance floor.
Agree. But it's just cool how, like, when you walk in, the bar's there and then the stage is obviously straight ahead. But then it's got like a, you know, when the upstairs doesn't have a middle, so you're still looking down, like over the balcony at the stage. I just quite like that kind of vibe, that atmosphere.
So that's our Nashville trip so far. I'm sure we'll update you on more next week of what we've done, and if those things that we're saying that we're doing were good.
And if they happened, things can change.
Things can change because the weather is absolutely diabolical, guys. Anyway, should we show you a couple of Sephora goodies? What do you want to pick? One each.
Right. Let me think.
And then we'll go into our dilemma. Our dilemma.
Let me think about a good one. Right, no, I need to do two, unfortunately. Sorry about that.
Zoe.
Sorry.
Also, I've been living off Humantra hydration tablets and the liquid IV hydration tablets, because you get them out here and they're so fucking good, guys.
We've been really hydrated on this trip. We've had gallons of water in the fridge. We've been sticking those things in our drinks.
Never pissed so much. My wee has never been so crystal clear I could drink it.
And also, we've been drinking as an alcoholic beverage. Not obviously all day.
Oh, yeah.
But when you've had your few cocktails or beers or whatever and you move on to the spirits, we've been drinking these things called, is it like neutral? It's not spelled that, but it's like I think it's not...
N-U-T-R-L. It's like a American's version of an...
White Claw?
They're called seltzers, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, there's a pineapple flavour. We've had watermelon as well. You can get like strawberry and all that, I think. But it's basically the alcohol, I think it's vodka. And then you've got the flavour and then you've got sparkling water. So I actually don't think they're that bad in terms of then getting a hangover.
Yeah, because there's a lot of soda in it.
Yeah, and as much as we have drank, I know we've felt...
We is meaning the girls, by the way, not me, not us two.
As much as the three of us have drank those 2 nights, you would be really hungover with that, but I think that's been the saving grace. Because
it's keeping you hydrated.
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, don't speak too soon, right? So first product, you're not really going to be able to see this, so apologies, but it's the Laneige Lip Glowy Balm, which I do like the one in the pot, the sleeping mask, but I like the purple one of that, the jelly bean or something like that.
Great.
I just like how it's easier to squeeze out the tube when you're out and about, but this is the candy cane one for Christmas, I'm assuming.
So it's like really minty.
And it's like minty.
The pot was very satisfying. It was like red and white, swirled stripe.
As it's nice.
Like, I mean, the actual stuff. Does it come out striped as well?
No, just like clear white. But it's minty, I like that. So I thought I'll get one of them.
So if you watch it on YouTube, if you're listening, apologies for the rustling. It's the bag of goodies.
And then I got the House Labs by Lady Gaga foundation. And I'm excited to try that because you know something? We then realised in the next shop, I got that MAC foundation months ago and I've never seen that since.
When were those?
I forgot that was ever in my ownership.
Oh my God.
I just do like True Match and it just does the job.
Yeah.
And do you know what else makes me not wear as much foundation? Because I don't wear foundation kind of girl, like I'll just fucking wear it. But the Vive concealer is quite foundation-y.
Yeah, it's quite thick.
Like I kind of put that enough that it actually gives me like a setting coating of a coverage on top of Flawless Filter. Anyway, I'm excited to try this, and
What shade you get?
190 light cool. And fun fact, I got someone to come and help me pick a shade, but before I did so, I tried to do it myself. And I thought, no, I should really get this done because you had this before and it was the wrong shade. And I picked the exact right one.
Love it.
That's a talent for you right there.
We bought some masks for the girlies just to say thanks to them. This is a really shit thank you present for getting them to come on the pod. But we bought the Dr. Jar, what are they called? Sheet masks.
Sheet masks.
These are very extra, but they weren't the bad price actually.
I have no idea how much they were.
Well, they were around between $8 to $16 depending on which one you got.
I'm just going to let everyone know we will not tell you how much this bag costs. Like, that looks like, that's not like a pure large bag, right? But when I tell you...
No, but Zoe, it's not a lot when it's two of us. We spent just under £200 each. We did.
Once it's in pounds, right? Okay,
yes,
fair.
that's not a lot of money.
It was more when it said
well, it is a lot of money, but it's not a lot of money when you've gone into Sephora and you need literally everything.
No, but see, to be fair, not when you've got like a foundation, a lip product. We both got like
foundation,
a good few things, some skincare, the masks. Like,
I mean,
10 masks.
that would have cost. That's going to cost us about $60.
True, very true. I think it's more when you see on the till $600.
Yeah, I was like, but then that was because they added the tax on top of it. And I was like, oh my God.
The price you see is not the price.
No.
The price is right.
Anyway, that is an extortionate amount of money and we were very aware of that. So we got, so I bought a brand new bottle of the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, full size as well. Molly asked to borrow it on this trip and I was like, yeah, no worries. Cannot fucking find it for love and non-money. So I think I've left it in LA. But if you were on Patreon a few weeks ago, you would have heard me say that I want to try the new OS, which I think is Patrick Starr's brand. It's the mattifying waterproof setting spray, which is all over TikTok. So I got the mini size because
got to try it out first.
Yeah, well, I love it, and I don't know if I love mattifying things. I always normally like glowy, but we're trying to dull that down a little bit.
We're trying to de-glow for the podcast,
yeah,
really, aren't we?
And then I'll also show you that I got a foundation as well. But I went for Patrick Tar. When I was in New York back in last May, I bought the Patrick Tar Compact.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
And it was like skin. But the shade is actually wrong for me. I feel like my skin tone's really changing at the moment. But he's brought out a new foundation. It's called Major Skin Hydra Lux Luminous Skin Perfecting Foundation.
That's a lovely bottle as well, by the way.
Yeah, if you're looking on YouTube, look at that. And she matched me, so I'm going to try that because I've ran out of my Luminous Silk, which is the Holy Grail, and I don't use Flawless Filter much anymore. And Molly got me onto True Match, which I do like, but I don't think it lasts very long on me without a setting spray.
Yeah.
So that is that. And the rest we'll save for over on Patreon.
Guys, buying your own house and flat can be so stressful.
So stressful. And I feel like as adults, we're just supposed to know all this stuff.
Did you know that it's considered one of the most stressful things you can ever do in your life?
I can believe that, by the way. All the paperwork, lawyers and all that. It's too much.
It's a total minefield. Well, don't worry. I have a solution that will make everything feel easier. Just let our sponsors, Watermans, handle it all.
Will they pack my boxes too?
Not quite, Lizzie. But they'll definitely take care of everything else.
Perfect. Do you know what we forgot to mention, by the way? Yesterday, what was that area we went to? 12th Avenue?
Wow, that's amazing.
So we went to breakfast in that
Buttermilk Ranch. Buttermilk Ranch, yeah.
Yeah. And then there was nice shops around there, so we went for a wander. And we went into it was just like, you know, bits and bobs and that, just jewellery and all that. And you just got carried away. What is my jewellery like?
Insane.
There's a table in one of the bedrooms, that, you know, a round dining table that can actually fit 4 people round, and it's covered in jewellery. I just like bits and bobs. Anyway, these rings I got.
Madewell?
What?
Didn't you get them from Madewell?
I have no idea.
I think I saw you going in that store.
I have no.
When you went off on your own and you came back and we were in Buck Mason and you came back and you were like, we thought you bought a bangle, but you hadn't. You bought.
It was these wee rings. It's just a wee band with some pearls on, and then like a second band. It was a wee pack, and then I got just these wee gold hoops, which I actually think are really nice.
Okay, so that was from a store called Madewell, and it's an amazing shop here in America.
I didn't have like just wee, like day-to-day gold hoops with me. And I actually don't really have a good pair of them. They're either too big or like tiny wee ones.
Yeah.
I didn't really have a good middle. Or they've got something on them. I
Yeah.
just wanted plain. Anyway, and then we went into a fragrance shop. We nearly fucking walked past it.
It was called Ranger Fragrances. Ranger something. But it's a
Look about, 'cause there might be a bag in here, but I can't see it.
It's a local Nashville sort of fragrance house. We told them that they need to come to the UK because it was so fucking good. And all the upcoming country stars, or even like legendary country stars, they've done like a collaboration with them, and their bottles were like in the window. And then their main collection, candles, diffusers, and perfumes, was so good. The Santal was amazing. It smelled very similar to Le Labo Santal 33, but it was more vanilla-y. And you and Molly, basically, we were enticed into the store by a scent.
We walked past and completely missed it, and we loved that shit. And then we were like, what the fuck is that smell? And then we realised it was a fragrance store. And we walked in, we were like, whatever that is,
We want it.
we need. But it was a pine candle. And it's so cute because the candle is in a glass, like, jar, as they always are. And it's got a wee cowboy hat on it.
Like a little illustration.
Yeah, like an outline. Like a tattoo.
Yeah.
We should get that.
Yes.
And then you can get it like at home later, or we'll come back. But then what they say to do is when you're finished with it, use it as a whiskey glass. So they had like a glass next to it with some like fake ice cubes in it. It was
and
cute.
the cutest box of matches you got with it as well, with like a little illustration on it.
You get them like included in the box. They're attached to the box. Nice.
Gorgeous little details. We love it.
Home.
And where's your hoodie from? Because we've had a few requests that you listeners need to know where our clothes are from. And I mean, I'm in my pajamas right now. Where's your hoodie from?
This is actually Zara.
Oh, it's like a foamy cotton.
It's good quality.
Yeah.
I got it with the matching joggies, but they were too tight on
The ass,
my
the
thighs.
peach.
Yeah. And I want them loose, so I'm going to return them. But I thought I'll keep this because it's actually quite a good size. This is a large.
Large and in charge.
Make it a large. So yeah, that's Zara, and I kept my black trousers on from today, which are just linen from H&M.
Gorgina. This is from ASOS. It's really soft actually, but it's like a double zippy, so I thought it'd be quite comfy because everything's getting a little bit tight on it, so I thought I can just unzip it. And then, and then I've got these really comfy. You complimented these this morning, but the just some loungy wear, very thin. I think they are pajamas, but they're from H&M anyway. And these glasses are my friend Heather's, the exact same prescription of mine, from Iola. I'm pretty certain they are Iola.
You've got someone else's glasses on, mate?
Yeah, I put mine in the bathroom, tried hers on. I was like, oh, I actually like these. They fit my face better. So I'll wear them.
The same prescription?
Yeah.
Did you know that before now?
No. I looked at it, I was like, oh my God. In fact, I think I can see better in this than my own. Anywho,
Lola.
right, so let's quickly talk about a little dilemma that we had this week. And then we can carry them on into Friday's episode, because we've had a few, and we've had one to do with a best friend's boyfriend. We've had one to do with a toxic marriage, a wedding dilemma, and dilemma with moving in with their partner. We've also got the pregnancy dilemma. And we were actually in the Country Museum yesterday, and when we put the question box up, we love it when you guys send us our responses, but this one came as a full DM, and we thought we'll save this for the main because it's fucking good and we need to know what you would do. And also, we cannot believe how many of you responded to us about being a backdoor family.
No, I know.
We've got loads and loads of responses.
And the main sort of reason behind it is parking.
Is it?
It's where, like...
Or dogs?
Yeah. It's where, you know how a lot of kind of housing estates have like a bay, and a few houses use like the one bay?
Right.
I think it's like where that's positioned.
Okay,
Or
get
where
it.
if the driveway's like, down the side, but the back door's on the side, you would just go...
Because Hayley was a backdoor person, and you parked around the back
Yeah.
to get to her house in a shared bit.
You're not going to walk by a door to walk to a front
No.
door, like CBA.
Oh my God, my hips are really hurting me. Right.
Let's go.
So here we go. So my friend has recently split with her boyfriend of 7 years. She came over to stay with me a week after they split. We went to a gig where she met some of my boy mates and fell in love with one of them. It's been a few weeks now, and they've spent every weekend together, and she's constantly saying how much she likes him. But boy has got issues.
Oh, no.
Issues in capital letters.
No.
He's one of those lads you have a good night out with, but would never, again in capitals, be boyfriend material. He gets recklessly drunk, massively into drugs, terrible with money, etc., etc. The list goes on. All my girl mates agree, and I can't believe I'm letting a friend date him knowing it's going to end in tears. I don't want to ruin their fun. She's just come out of a long relationship and deserves a bit of fun, but he's just not the one. Help me, please. So I then replied to her and was like, okay, we need to discuss. And then she just said, thank you. And to add, he also got mugged last week, in brackets, drug related, and is currently recovering from jaw surgery, and she still wants to fucking marry him. What the hell would you do in this situation? Because you would want your friend to have a bit of fun.
No, I know.
But these type of people are fuckboys, and they are like, I don't know how old this girl is, but it's all about the chase and the excitement, especially coming out of a long-term relationship.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. What I was going to say was, before the second part, like before her response to our question about the mug and drug situation, I was going to say, like, you just kind of need to let them ride it out.
Yeah.
Because people do need to make their own mistakes. Like, I think you can show your concern and say, look, I don't think he's the one for you. The party's never going to stop. He's in with the wrong people. He's not nice when he's drunk, or whatever the issue is. But, like, it's kind of then up to your pal. But the mug drugging situation, that's like
that's dangerous.
Yeah, so it's different. I feel like you can't just let them go with the flow with that one.
But equally, let's play devil's advocate here, and let's pretend that this guy is just lost. He's a lost soul. He's got in with the wrong crowd. And when you meet someone that helps you and brings you out of that fucking hard pit of hell that you've got yourself into, she might be like, you know what? Yeah, you are shit and you're trouble, but not necessarily you need someone like me, but sometimes you do need somebody that can help you see the light in certain situations. And she might like him that much that he doesn't want to do that life anymore. You're like, you know what? Yeah. So we can't always just be like, well, fucking run for the hills, because he'll never meet anyone in his life if every woman had that outlook on him. But equally, you've got to tread carefully. I
know. I've had friends in this situation, and I do think, and I don't want to stereotype here, right, but I do think a lot of single guys are on like that wrong path when they're single, because what's keeping them not?
True.
Like, the only thing, like, girls like go to their pals for a cuppa, or like go out shopping, or go for a spa day or whatever.
Not many guys do that.
Most of their socialising is at the pub.
Yeah.
So see if you've not got like...
Or on their own.
Yeah. Or see if you've not got a partner to do things with that is a bit more wholesome, or less drinking involved, or just like sitting in and watching a movie or whatever. I do think a lot of single guys go down like they're just constantly partying, because what else is there to do?
Yeah, no, I do agree with you, especially depending on their age as well.
Yeah, so I feel like a lot of them do that until they've met someone. So if you were to never go with a guy because of that, you're right, you would never find someone, and neither would they.
So maybe to answer this girl's dilemma then, I think she's been a really good friend, obviously having these concerns, but I don't, by the sounds of things, I don't think she's voiced her opinion to her friend, because she doesn't want to sort of like be the fun sponge and dampen the spark that they've got at the moment with this new exciting, situation she just found herself in. But I do think let her have her fun for a couple more weeks, especially if she's said she's been spent every weekend together since, which, they might be having a really fucking lovely time.
Also, has he actually been bad or disrespectful or anything to the friend? Because if he's not, then his lifestyle maybe isn't ideal. But if he's treating your pal okay, what's really the issue?
And also, she must know that he got mugged last week. If they spent every weekend together since, that sounds like they've been seeing each other for a while. He got mugged just last week, drug related. So she must know, unless your friend is getting into a situation where she's being roped into doing these things, or maybe doing drugs, or, you're seeing a different side to your friend, then I'd be like, wait a minute.
He's not good for you.
He's not good for you. You're changing. So I would definitely text him and just say, hey, how's things going? I heard about so-and-so getting mugged last week. How's that make you feel? has things been good? Is he being good to you? I just want you to be careful. I don't want you to get hurt. I know things are exciting when you get out of a relationship, but I just want you to know that I'm here for you. But equally, as your friend, I feel like it's my responsibility just to say to you, as much as I like him, because he's my friend too, that I want you just to be careful.
Yeah.
Don't you agree?
Definitely. You do just like, I think unless there is major red flags like the drug thing, you do just kind of need to let, like we're adults here.
Yeah, exactly.
You do kind of need to let them make their own decisions. And I do have pals at the start, I was like, no, like he's not good, like he's pissing his money up against the wall on drugs or gambling or whatever it may be, like quite kind of like typical things that people suffer from doing all the time or whatever. But then, as I said, like once they actually have just followed through with it and then they're in a serious situation, like they turn it all around because their priorities are different now.
Some people can really turn their life around, can't they? I've got loads of people from back in Leicester that I knew that when I was growing up, they were an absolute, not so much a mess, but you would always think, oh God, I would never want to go out with them.
Yeah.
Now they're happily married and they've really changed their life around. They've turned their addiction of gambling or drugs or alcohol into something like fitness or hiking or their family. And they've started a new business from something that they're passionate about. And they're completely different. Yeah, you're always going to look at them and think, oh, that was the guy from school or college that was a right pest. But you've got to give people a chance in life, I think. Not everyone's going to be bad forever. Also,
see if you're still in like even your 20s, I'm like, you're still young and
you're living and learning, aren't you?
And guys typically don't really grow up unless they've got a partner.
Yeah. So I mean, that's very stereotypical of us, but it is.
No, I know.
It is true.
Just in terms of like, as I said, like the social side of life.
Yeah.
For guys, maybe like football, sports, involves pub, involves drinking, whatever. Like, there's less for them to do that's just wholesome, or there's not less to do, but they're not going to do it.
They just don't find it as wholesome as we do.
Yeah, exactly. So like, there's just, why would you be stopping all that unless you had a reason to?
Agree.
And you don't stop your life for a partner either, but you know what I mean.
No, it's facts. You're speaking facts. Yeah. Anyway, we hope you enjoyed that episode with our Nashville on tour. Hopefully there's more in the future.
I'm sure there will be.
Hopefully the sound quality is good. We'll be back to normal in the studio next week. Like we've said, join us over on Patreon for our monthly special of Nashville and our episode with our lovely, gorgeous friends that we're about to record because we're starving Marvin. And we've got some good, lots of spit or swallows to speak, as well as a haul, and they're going to help us with dilemmas. We love you very much. And
thank you always.
Thank you always for your really gorgeous, kind messages over the past week. We see everything and we love you very much. Big heart. Let's do a joint heart here. Cute. We're so Gen Z.
We're quite close. Like, we're close in this. Usually we can only do like a touch of a finger. Beep, beep, beep. Jess is probably going to go get her feet massaged now by one of the other girls. Not me. Would never. Could never. But good luck to them.
Guys, I had two foot massages last night from my friends. How nice are they? And Zoe said you can get fucked. I'm never touching your feet.
I wouldn't even want to massage my own.
Fair fucks. Right, love ya.
Bye.
Bye.